And welcome back to the Nose Plays Slay the Spire. This is part 3 of our first run with the Ironclad on normal difficulty. We had a pretty good run up until the Act 2 boss, who came one turn away from slaying us, but we did manage to come out on top. We are in a pretty good position to start Act 3, and we'll just have to see if we can get powerful enough to beat the boss of this act. This is a very difficult boss for people who have not played him very much. This is the Timekeeper boss. Keep in mind that every act has multiple bosses, so you don't always face the same one, but you do always get to know who you're heading towards once the act begins. So we didn't know that until just now, but we're going to be facing the Timekeeper, and the Timekeeper has some very interesting mechanics. I would say he is maybe one of the easier bosses for Act 3, but there are certain decks that will really struggle against him. And I don't think we have built one of those decks, but I'm not sure that our deck is strong enough to really pose him a challenge. So the goal of this particular pathing that we have to sort out is, how can we get strong enough? What are the things we need to get strong enough to reliably beat this guy? One of the things that's going to be critical for us, I think, is seeing if we can find a path into multiple campfires so that we can upgrade more cards. Because I think upgrading cards is something we haven't been able to do a lot of. And so we're probably going to need to do that. The other thing that's going to be difficult is, even though we have a massive pool of health, I don't know that we're sitting on a deck that's strong enough to beat some of these Act 3 elites. And there's actually reason to just avoid fighting them altogether. Obviously we don't get as many good rewards and relics, but maybe we can find enough stuff through upgrades, merchants, and regular fights that we don't care. So we'll have to consider that. I do have quite a bit of money, and so an early shop is something that's kind of appealing. I really don't want to be forced into a fight with one of these. I wouldn't mind a situation like this where I can like choose to avoid one. Maybe this one here. And if we'd rather just take 2 regular fights to campfire instead of that. So no, it's going to be this one to get the double campfires. Okay, so I think I've got the path figured out. Alright, so first fight of Act 3. If I'm not mistaken, the first 2 fights in Act 3 are also from a easier pool of fights. And so we shouldn't have too much trouble with these early fights. These cards are cards that do a lot of debuffing. This guy has thorns, and so he gets really dangerous if you don't have a way to deal damage to him. Because he hits you for a significant amount of damage every time you attack him. So you want to do like big attacks so you can minimize the number of times you're proccing thorns. You also want to focus him down first in this scenario, because the longer that the fight goes on, the more thorns he builds up. So I think we're going to metallicize, rage, normal strike, regular strike, shrug it off. Do we need any? Yeah, this is somewhat irrelevant at this point. I don't really want to draw a card, because it could be something we want to play and we won't have the energy to play it, so just end the turn. All these status cards that they're going to dump in our deck, if we can draw into our fire breathing, could be fine. Wild Strike. Need to play that. These guys have killed themselves if we can draw that. We did not. But Whirlwind is probably good enough. Easy peasy. Alright, what did we find? Oh my, yes. Okay, I've been looking for a card like this. This allows us to pick up a card out of the discard pile and put it on top of our draw pile. That means that we can play a really good card and then later in the turn get the headbutt to pick it up and play it again. So this is just really, really good. Pummel is pretty good as well when it's plussed. But it's not the card I'm looking for, and we already have an upgraded Thunderclap, so headbutt it is. Alright, we're going to path over here to this. Lose all of our gold, get one relic. This is not worth taking. Unfortunate. Alright. Metallicizes for certain. Clothesline feels really good here. We are on our bonus. Body Slam is pretty garbage. So we can Wild Strike for 34 or Clothesline for 24. I think we Wild Strike for 34, then we Clothesline, then we Iron Wave. And the Body Slam, I guess just does 5 damage because we actually do have 5 block, so... Wasn't completely worse, but another one of those situations where we just got a really bad card. This is an interesting spot for armaments because none of these cards are upgraded, so probably worth playing. Not sure I care to dual wield, but maybe. We already have enough block for the attack, so pommel striking into, or dual wielding into pommel strike. Gives us more cards to play. Is Thunderclap good here? No, it's just pommel strike again. Sad to see some of those cards go, but now our headbutt comes up and we get to pick one of them up. 16. Shockwave makes him completely ineffective. 11 and 6 is 17, so we just have lethal here. Cool. Explosive Potion, I like it. Now we're getting a lot of good cards here. Sword Boomerang. Sword Boomerang is a card that we were looking for. Because of our demon form. But one of the things that our deck does really good is we have a lot of ways to apply vulnerable and keep things vulnerable for a very long time. And because of that, Dropkick is just a free play if the enemy has vulnerable. So whenever we get drop kick, it's just free 8 damage to the face and draw a card. We get the energy we spend on it back. I think it's worth a spot.
Ho-ho!
Alright. We got second metallicize, second dual wield, copy of anger, great skills, pawn, pick up bruise 5 random potions. I'm not super excited about the things that I'm seeing here. Blood potion is a way to get a lot of our health back, so that's probably worth buying.
Ho-ho!
Card removal is probably worth buying. Is having 2 metallicizes in our deck worth it? It certainly helped that one time. This one will not always be in our opening hand, but kick out our last strike. We pick up a metallicize for more block. And then we buy the blood potion. And then is anger worth having in this deck? Upgraded anger is worth having in this deck. Anger?
Ho-ho!
I'm not so sure. This is 12 damage if the enemy is vulnerable. For free. Versus 6 damage, or I guess technically 9 if they're vulnerable. 9 free damage. I think not. We already fill our deck with a bunch of garbage cards. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, Whirlwind. No? Fiend Fire. Shockwave. Shockwave free drop kick. How much damage is this? 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus the 10. Plus the 10 is 38. 38. We take 14. It's like 25. Cool. Block. This is our 10th attack. This is really good damage. Pommel Strike is just enough to kill him. Draw a card. Never mind. We have the no draw from the other ability. Guess we'll just do that. Whirlwind for 4. That's going to do a lot of damage to us, though. Not a lot to go, not a lot we can do there more efficiently than we did. This is obnoxious. We don't have enough cards that interact with this in a very positive way. Dark Embrace. Whenever a card is exhausted, draw 1 card. So we have the 2 Infernal Blades that exhaust. The Fiendfire exhausts. Burning Pact exhausts. Shockwave exhausts. There's quite a few cards that exhaust that Dark Embrace would hit if we could play it. But it's a slow card. It's 2 energy for no effect right up front. Another Shrug It Off would be good. Draw into more attacks, get a nice chunk of block. Definitely gonna Smith here. And tempted to do Fire Fiend or Fire Breathing. That. Tempted to get 3 weak for 1 card. I think this has gotta be the play. The only way that this card makes sense for us to ever play it at all is if it's at 3 strength, then it scales us up faster than the slowness of the card. Fights. I'm really glad that we have a fair amount of this. 32? Yeah. So good. I think this is just shockwave. And then bash moves all of its stuff. What do we get? Carnage? Deal 20. Take 20 free damage. Wild Strike is 17. We're going to take 10 to the face. Oh, no, we're not. We have 14 block because it's turn 2. More cleat. This is Wild Strike. Headbutt. And a second blood potion. I don't think any of those make our deck better, so we're going to skip that. We're looking for Whirlwind again. Not this time. Kind of a shitty starting hand. I mean, not the worst starting hand, but... Is there any chance that we get 48 damage this turn? 20, 30... Looks like the answer is no. Attacking this one's going to be irrelevant because it's going to be 2 defensive next turn to kill. So I think we focus on this one. And pick the Wild Strike back up. And he's dead next turn. Wild Strike. That's going to hurt a little bit. Cut for 13. Is just enough to kill that, so that's damage efficient. We have the block. There's no turn where we're playing this, so we might as well get 2 more draws before we do decide what we're doing. This is free. How much damage can we get on him? Close enough? No. I mean, we can get some solid damage on him, but what do we pick up? Pick up the other headbutt, so that we can pick up another card next turn. Pick up the Wild Strike, so that we just have more damage next turn. Blood is 22 and 17. That might be enough to kill him. With one more attack, which is the cleave. And then we block Alright. Pommel Strike first. Rage first. Then Pommel Strike. Got it. That's easy. Second Whirlwind. Whenever a card is exotic. Upgraded Feel No Pain. Is that better than the Whirlwind? Whirlwind's already more reliable now because we have the Headbutt. Feel No Pain would give us more defenses. Might be overkill on the defenses, to be perfectly honest. But I'm kind of leaning towards that. The other thing about this card is once you play it, it's consumed, and so it kind of makes our deck a little smaller. If you play it. Whenever you exhaust a card, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Cool. Maybe we want to do some more exhausting. Alright. What is the upgrade play here? Best upgrade in hand. Most reliable way to kill a boss. Could it just be like fire breathing? And then just keep playing Wicked Strikes and then let all the fire breath from all the shit cards kill him? Is it dual wielding our best card into 2 extra copies? That feels good. I don't think it's Metallicize upgrade. I don't think it's Battle Trance upgrade. These are mediocre. This just becomes easier to play. We don't know what we're gonna get. Having extra turn a week is pretty good. Having a full hand of like 10 cards and then Fire Fiend. Yeah, that could be really good. What's our best attack? Blood for blood. Whirlwind? It's Whirlwind, right? I think it's Whirlwind. I think that's what we do. I think we try to make copies of one of our best attack cards with this. We use this to blow up everything else so that we're just getting like the good cards over and over and over again. That's the plan. We'll see if it works. Alright, this would be our second curse if we open this chest, but we have one more block, right? Oh no, we don't. We used all of our blocks. Well, we got a shame. And we got the Unceasing Top whenever you have no cards in hand during your turn. Draw a card. Okay. Shop time.
Oh,
Oh, the cost is just out of reach. No. No, I wanted to remove one more card. Okay, well. I think that one of these is better for the boss than the attack potion. I think having these is really good because of how big our health pool is. 20%, 109 is really good. It's going to get even bigger. But I think we pitch the attack potion for one of those. Because none of these cards make any sense to me. I don't think damage is going to be a problem. I think it's going to be we're going to get killed too fast. So this just keeps us alive a little bit longer. Alright, how cheeky are we feeling? This could be a very fast run. Are we even an hour in? We're like 30 minutes into this. This is like the fastest run ever. Look at us. We just crossed all of this, and the other videos took like hours. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, how bad do I want another relic? I guess the better question is, how bad do I want another upgrade? If I don't care about the upgrade, then this is a heal. And if this is a heal, then this is the better path. So is there anything that's unupgraded that we just feel like would definitely make the run better? And I kind of think that maybe it is the fire breathing. In a long fight, the fire breathing is going to reliably add a significant amount of damage over time. Fiend Fire just gives us a straight up execute though. But it's a one-off. I want to upgrade the other cards, so we're gonna go this way. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Alright, who can we kill? We can wild strike this guy, but I want to shoot off first. Thundercloud. Not quite enough to finish him off, but... that is. Fiend Fire. 28? Yeah. 28 damage to this with one attack. Or we just cleave. Rage first. I can't draw. Damn it. I forgot about that. Oh. Wow, okay. So we've got some really cool interactions. Wax Potion, Whirlwind. So just living longer is better than just like one really big attack. These things are gonna have such huge health pools. Oh, fuck yeah. Impervious. I've been looking for one of these for a while. So this is the kind of block card you really need for those really critical moments. And with Barricade, we can play this a lot more reliably once it's been played. keep the 30 block for as long as we need. Perfected Strike is really bad because of all the strikes we removed. So that's definitely impervious. Okay, this guy's kind of different. So the way this guy works, this is a very different type of mini-boss kind of encounter. The Transient has a special mechanic. He will die automatically in 5 turns. He will always attack you with increasing damage every single round. But losing hit points reduces his strength by that many points. So basically you just hit him really, really hard and block whatever's remaining. And hopefully you can survive 5 turns of increasing bullshit. Clothesline is helping here. Shrug it off. That kind of sucks. Burning Pact. Okay, well, we'll take 11. We have 11 blocks, so turn 1 was a success. Unfortunately, I really... both of those cards. Feels bad. Alright, so... Whirlwind pretty much solves this on its own. I think it's probably worth doing this, though. And these are the same, so it's just... Alright, turn 2 is a success. Thank you, Horn Cleat, for the armor. Now we rely on damage. If I play this, I don't have enough energy to play Bash. If I don't play Bash, there's a good chance we're taking a lot of damage, so... we just do that. Take a little bit this swing. Let's get a little scarier. Armaments into Fiend Fire is like 30 damage. Blood for Blood is 22 by itself. Still enough to get below the block that we accumulated, so it's all fun. I have not been paying attention to our pen name at all this run. Alright, so we just like Thunderclap, Wild Strike, Cleave Iron Wave. Thunderclap for the vulnerable. Strike. Iron Wave. Yep, and that's it for him. He's gone. And he did no damage to us. Not bad. Ooh, second upgraded headbutt. Yes, please. And thank you. We're like full health. And we get to upgrade this if we want to. But upgrading Impervious to 40 block. I think we have a lot of health. I think we have enough block to survive. I think fire breathing is the way to go. Alright, final boss. We are at 6. We have 3 potions and a fair number of relics. Not nearly as many as I would have liked, but we did avoid all of the elites in the third act, so this is an absolute garbage hand. Alright, so before we finish this turn, let's talk a little bit about the Timekeeper, Time Eater's special mechanic. So he has this clock, the Time Warp, and whenever you play 12 cards, it automatically ends your turn and he gets 2 strength. And so what happens is the more cards you play against the Timekeeper, the more powerful he gets, and it will cause your turns to end abruptly. So you gotta really pay attention to how many cards you're playing a turn. If you play like exactly 5 or 6 cards a turn, then it works out just fine. But if you're trying to play more than that, that's when it gets a little dicey. So we have to really pay attention to this number as we're playing. This confuses a lot of players. They're like, why did my turn just end the first time they encounter him? I don't know who would have done that. Maybe somebody, but yeah, it's annoying for sure. Also, his attacks are pretty beefy. Getting our stacks of vulnerable and weakness on him would be really good. Okay, good. So we ended up with Demon Form in hand on a turn when we have a lot. And it's really early. So that's the best possible play we could have gotten this turn, maybe. Now the question is, yes, this is a clothesline for the weakness, I think. Unfortunately, that means we miss out on our headbutt, but there's... that's fine. Also, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and break this, so that if we do play any more armor cards later on, we get the full effect of the metallicized, or not metallicized, the dexterity. Alright, we have 6 cards before we auto end our turn and he gets a buff. I almost like want to play Barricade into Impervious, but I don't. I do want to play Barricade. And I definitely want to play Wild Strike. But I think playing Shrug It Off to draw another card, if we draw another card, is it going to be better than Wild Strike? potentially be bad for us to draw a card here. So I think we're just going to play Wild Strike. That means we get 4 plays next turn to end our turn. I don't want to play Dropkick for 22. I think we're going to hold off because Pen Nib is our 10th attack. I think we can do better than Dropkick for 22. And 4 cards to play next turn is going to be way better because we have 4 energy, maybe 5. So, sucks that we play super energy efficient, but we got to play around the Timekeeper stat. Well, shucks. What 4 cards are we playing here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to pass on Bash, which really sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we don't finish off the clock, and next turn we only get to play 1 card, so we have to play 4 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we play this at the end of our turn. Yes. That works. That's 4 mana. This can still be played even though there's no effect, but it ends the turn. Okay, I think that's right. Now he has Vulnerable. And then... there we go. There's the Time Eater. So now he's really, really beefy. That's gonna hurt, but... okay. Infernal Blade is free to play here. It's just 24 damage. Great. Pretty sure we could drink one of these, but I'll wait till next turn just to be sure. 17 times 5. Is it possible that Infernal Blade gives us a card that does more than 25 damage? I don't think so. Whirlwind is our all-star. Alright, now we drink one of these. So it's 22, 95, just drink that one. This is a pretty bad hand. Shrug it off might make it better. That made it better. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 cards before the time thing. Starts again. That's bad. I think we just end turn here. We don't need any more block anyways, and I want to have enough card play for next turn. Okay, heal. Shockwave, blood for blood, burning pact. Shockwave's blood for blood, burning pact. Then we play feel no pain. Yeah. Feeling good here. Okay. 4 turns of vulnerability. We really need to get some damage in now. We're on a new clock. This is really starting to add up. So that card is basically allowing us to maybe win this fight. Is there any reason to play Shrug It Off first? I don't think there is. I think it's just Wild Strike. Then Shrug It Off. Then Cleave. And then we just play our armaments and make our 2 defense not as bad in the future. Now our block is really stacking up to the point where we're getting enough block that... Okay, this is kind of a bad turn. Maybe it's just Clothesline Impervious. Alright, we got this in the bag. Deck played exceptionally well. I'm extremely happy about the turn 2 demon form. And this is it right here, boys and girls. 105 times 5, 500 damage. This attack right here could kill him at full health. Between the vulnerable and the 5 that we got from Flower Pot. So we got the extra energy from Flower Pot, the vulnerable, and then all 27 stacks of strength. And there you go. 4 hours, 40 minutes, and 56 seconds, roughly. I did spend some time just looking at the map, but that's what it took for this long run of Slay the Spire. I hope that was entertaining. We will be picking up with the Silent in the next video, so I'm going to try to do the same thing with the Silent and kind of go through, again, a very detailed look at my thought process and see how we're playing, see if we can make some improvements. Would really love to hear from the community that likes to watch these kinds of videos. If you have any comments on my build or my ideas, please leave some comments. I do respond to almost all of them. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. We won the game. And again, we'll talk about the secret extra fight that requires the keys in a later run. But we're just going to try to do a normal run without the bonus fight with the heart. Okay. Victory, question mark. And we get our credit screen. So there you have it, a successful run with the Ironclad. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, this has been The Nose Plays, and we'll see you then. Have a great day.